Let's talk about the Jezebel Spirit. So this is something that I have witnessed lately, not like just recently, but especially so much so since for the past year when I've been openly speaking about being a born again Christian and my faith and everything. I've seen a lot of these sort of pop up in my reality in like different spaces. And the Jezebel spirit is a very controlling, emotionally manipulative spirit. Often they will come across as being very pushy or aggressive, but it could be in a nice way, where they're trying to sort of push their way into your life somehow. It's very interesting to witness this kind of energy in people because they're completely unaware of how they come across and what they're actually like. Because they have demons in their ears whispering to them, how grandiose they are and how nice they are, and always deflecting blame onto other people, like always thinking that, they will hone in on someone and sort of try to control them or try to emotionally manipulate them or show up in a certain way. And then they will like throw themselves sort of like in the corner against the wall and then play victim and pretend that they were, they've been attacked by you when they're the one that pursued you, when they're the one that had showed up a certain way. Like they have zero, it's like everything is like a polar opposite. They'll say one thing and do the exact opposite. It can come up as a very grandiose energy, kind of where they're constantly like fluffing their feathers like a peacock, and just bragging and like showing off. Anybody that's constantly talking about themselves and has no self-awareness to understand that that's all that they're doing is talking about themselves. They have a very inflated ego. They have a very inflated sense of self. They talk about how nice they are and how they do just grandiose things for people and they are service to others and aren't I nice? And then they're always posting about it or talking about how all the good things that they do and if everyone were like me, the world would be a better place. And then they'll come onto someone else's page and like antagonize them and start dumping like emotional projections on them and have zero self-awareness that that's what they're doing. This just happened to me recently. I had to remove someone from my page that I've actually been at like an online acquaintance with for quite some time, but they just kept, leaving all these comments. And usually I like, a lot of times I will ignore stuff, but when I start to sense too much of a like penetrating spirit, when someone's like constantly trying to poke you to like get a reaction and also they're doing nothing but talking about themselves and victimizing themselves through your content, that all of your posts like they somehow take and attack themselves with, that's a huge red flag. And someone that's just like says that they're nice all the time, they don't have any kind of they won't be honest with you about things. They'll just be nice to you about things, and they won't speak what's really on their mind. They speak what they think they should or what would make them sound like they're nice. And they, they have they have anger built up in them. And at some point it'll like the lid will blow off, and it'll be directed at whoever the person is, like the friend or the lover, whatever. The Jezebel spirit is always trying to manipulate situations, manipulate emotions, often gaslighting, showing up one way, saying certain things and doing the exact opposite, and having zero self-awareness that that's what they're doing. They are always trying to control other people or just be a bully, sort of, and you see this a lot online. You will see people bullying one another online, just like if something makes them uncomfortable, they comment something that's like really nasty and just not pleasant and like coming at you in a certain way. And it's like, dude, this is a post. Like that has nothing to do with you. And you've like turned it into like some Telemundo soap opera where you're the victim and this person is the bad guy and, you're a social justice warrior, for whatever it is. They are constantly walking in an opposite direction of what comes out of their mouth, but they have no awareness of that because they have spirit attachments. The Jezebel spirit will get you to try to control others. It will the Jezebel will like chew on other people through a person, and it's really messed up to watch, because they'll chew on someone and then they'll turn around and be like, oh, I can't believe you would say something like that, or I can't believe you would, get offended, or I can't believe you would talk to me that way. And it's like, girl, or, dude, like, do not come up in my space saying all these kinds of things, or projecting your like emotional, like whatever's going on in your head on me without any kind of context or knowing me or reason for it. Like, there's no conversation or discourse or engagement or like respect there. You're just coming into someone's space and like trying to like bully them. It's very aggressive and it's annoying, but you'll see a lot of it online and just in general. Like, if you can, try to think about like some of these traits and think about people in your life that are like this. Because if you're not really hip to just like having discernment with energies, like if you can't really spot this, because not everybody that's trying to be nice to you has your best interest. Sometimes people are very nice to you and they'll like show up as like a listening ear or whatever, but they don't really care about what's going on with you. They just want to sort of get to know what's going on with you so that their spirit attachments can mess with you in other ways. This is how the enemy works. He sends out little minions and into empty vessels and finds out certain things about you. And then those spirits will show up to sort of afflict you and try to provoke you and poke you. And this is why it's so important to be rooted in God's word, and so important to be rooted, period. Because if you are constantly taking offense to what people say, or you are constantly being hurt by things that people do, a lot of people are not in charge of their own vessels. They are completely run by spirits. And it's just literally a demon trying to harvest loosh off of you, by getting a reaction and getting you to go into an argument or getting you to go into a fight. It's always like some sort of bait and switch game. So don't take the bait. Jezebel spirits are a pain in the butt.